Hello, hello. Welcome to the Shift Hustle Show, episode 6. I think I'm only going to do this for the summer. I've enjoyed doing it, but it gets busy when school starts. So it's been interesting to do it by yourself and try to dig into some other stuff. You know, I give Steve and any creator that really dives into the really nitty gritty stuff, because it's a lot of work. It's a freaking lot of work. And, honestly, with the news and stuff, you don't have to do a ton of big research. And so, it's easy to, get a bunch of stories together and just go with it and just give our opinion on that. So I appreciate y'all. Bubba Sue Traveler on YouTube. Appreciate you guys chiming in. Not sure on the length of this one, but one of the things I wanted to talk about is, and this is just from my research, because I feel like Uber Eats, we're going to talk about Advantage mode and exclusive mode on Uber and Uber Pro a little bit, kind of dive into that. But I don't see a lot of the Advantage and or exclusive mode for Uber Eats. And, as you guys know, I currently am not doing rides, not for any particular reason other than the money's not great. A couple of years ago, maybe even last year, we were still getting quests to the point of where it was worth going out, banging out 50 rides on a week or a weekend. But at this point, they're offering terrible bonuses. And if I'm going to make a little bit of money, I'd rather do something that I want to do, like, food delivery over dealing with people. So diving in a little bit on the Advantage mode. So the difference between Advantage mode and exclusive mode, and this is just from my research. So if I am wrong by any means, I would always appreciate a, hey, this is maybe not what you think it is, or so on and so forth, because, I'm not perfect with this stuff. But the difference is the difference between Advantage mode and exclusive mode for Uber drivers lies in how the trip requests are prioritized, whether or not drivers can receive requests from other apps during that time, which that's kind of weird because it doesn't really matter if you're multi-apping. So the Advantage mode, who gets it? Drivers with a high acceptance rate, good ratings, usually gold, platinum status in Uber Pro, which I've seen Advantage mode even when I have done a few rides. This has been around for a little bit while, so I don't understand why it says high acceptance rates, gold, platinum status in Uber Pro, because I'm not any of those things by any means. So the Advantage mode, and that's not even the best. Like, the exclusive mode is better than the Advantage mode, I think. But the Advantage mode gives you priority access to trip requests over other drivers. You'll still see requests from other rideshare apps, obviously, if you're running Lyft. And the trips are off, or Uber trip offers are prioritized but not exclusively sent to you. The exclusive mode is people that are typically super high acceptance rate. You receive trip requests exclusively from Uber, not from it, because they think you're fancy, I guess. You're usually platinum, or not platinum. What's the highest one? Diamond. So I don't see, this doesn't really explain it to me as much as I wish it would. They say that Advantage mode is good if you multi-app using Uber and Lyft, and exclusive mode is better for drivers who want to maximize Uber trip volume, especially in high demand areas. So to qualify for Advantage mode, you have to have Uber Gold status or higher, gold, platinum, diamond. So maybe I haven't seen Advantage. Maybe I've seen exclusive, but I'm not any of these either. So I don't know. I've definitely seen these before pop up. Oh shoot, I did have a picture. Shit, where did it go? I think it's on my phone, which is, I'm on TikTok, so that's going to do it. But it does, pop up and say Advantage or exclusive. So sorry. Requirements for Advantage mode: Uber Pro Gold status or higher, acceptance rate around 50 to 70, higher driver rating, usually 4.85, which 4.85 seems low to me. Exclusive mode is Uber Pro Platinum or Diamond status, higher acceptance rate over 85%, and then obviously not canceling, those kind of things. So Let me check the comments here. Yeah, I think advantage mode. I think it is too. Yeah, you get a 5% bonus extra. But like when I read this, what I've looked up, it says that the exclusive mode is better, but maybe that's, I don't know. I mean, that's not it. But that's the picture I was going to show you. So thank you. It says a 5% bonus on this ride. So I guess I would have to do a little bit more investigating and go out and do some rides. Actually, what I need to do is get Larry to do that. But I don't know. All these things are just kind of like to bump up your ego, I guess, to make you feel exclusive or advantage. But doesn't it sound like the exclusive mode is better? But I don't really. If you get 5% more on advantage, you get 10% more on exclusive. So yeah, that's just kind of what I was looking at. I'm still honestly a little confused from what I've seen. I haven't watched a ton of videos on it, but that's what they want, right? They want you to make sure that you're a little confused when you're trying to talk about this stuff, so you don't quite figure out, what is the advantage. I swear, Bubba, so you said rides. I swear I've seen, I want to say exclusive, but I mean, according to this, there's no way I would get it because I'm not platinum or diamond status. So unless it's just showing up, but you're not getting the perks of it. And again, it doesn't even tell me what the perks are. So I'm basically saying that after I read through this, I thought I knew exactly what it was, but let's jump into Uber Pro and then obviously for, when some people that are listening to this, you may know all this, but I honestly like being just kind of like a news show. Some of this stuff I kind of don't really pay attention to. So I wanted to, like I said, talk about it a little bit. So I definitely know a little bit more about the Uber Pro rewards by tier. It's blue, which I am all the time. I don't ever go above gold. So you have blue, gold, platinum, and diamond. This is what the rewards say by tier. Excuse me. I love the blue tier, access to Uber support. Wow, thank you. And then it just says trip requests and basic features. Okay. Gold, priority support, discounts on vehicle maintenance, basic advantage mode eligibility. So at the gold status. It says eligibility. So it's almost saying like you don't get it, but you might be we might decide to give it to you. Oh, see, it doesn't say that on the research. Bubba Sue says exclusive in East just means it was sent only to you. Okay. It does not say that from what I looked up, but I know, I swear to God, I had seen exclusive. Why don't they make it like, I know, I guess that's what the definition of an exclusive is, but why don't they make it like, what does Spark do? For you. This trip is for you. Okay, so gold, you get priority support, basic advantage mode eligibility. Oh, yeah, we've talked about that. Then platinum, all gold rewards, obviously, plus higher trip priority, especially at airports, some scheduling or destination preferences, and higher likelihood of advantage mode access. So again, you don't necessarily get it, but you have a higher likelihood. Like, they're very vague about that. And then diamond, you get highest priority trip requests, access to exclusive mode. So only in diamond that you get that exclusive mode. Premium customer support, enhanced app features like see trip destination before accepting, which we already know that. I don't understand why that would be diamond. I guess in areas that were that still have the up or don't have upfront pricing. And then more consistent airport rematch. So what I've basically come from all this is that it's very confusing, and I probably should have dug into it a little more because obviously, yeah, Bubba Sue is to confuse the hell out of drivers. Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, I read through this and I'm like, oh, that kind of makes sense. But now that I'm like talking it out loud, I'm like, wait a minute, that seems, a little shady. Like likelihood of advantage mode and basic advantage mode eligibility, but doesn't really tell you what exactly that you're going to get. So something to think about. I honestly, I'm cherry picked for life, so I'm really not going to even care about any of this stuff. But it is good to know. The way Bubba Sue brings it out is like exclusive. So what you're saying is when I see it on Eats, it's just the word exclusive. I'm not in exclusive mode, right? Although it does say you receive trip requests exclusively from Uber. But again, I think this is more rideshare-esque. So I didn't get like excited on that, but yeah, I guess, I mean, if Advantage mode gives you 5% more, but the exclusive mode doesn't get you that 5%, I mean, wouldn't you want to be in Advantage mode unless the exclusive mode is, like I said, you get the trips from Uber. It doesn't go round robin, which what is kind of nice. I do like that on Spark when I'm able to, I like it gets sent to me. So I'm not like, oh gosh, I got to make a decision. What do I need to do? And, and I'm able to take my time. I mean, some of them are trash. Of course, they're not all great. Just because it says it's for you or exclusive doesn't mean it's good. But yeah, there you go. There's kind of a rundown of Advantage and exclusive mode. I feel like I need to go back in there. I'm going to put Larry on it for him to kind of maybe get some screenshots and stuff like that, just to see exactly what it means. But he's a kind of a cherry picker too. I mean, he probably has a better acceptance rate and all the numbers than me, because he's kind of exclusively doing rideshare. So I mean, even when I'm doing rideshare, I probably don't work as much as I should because I cherry pick the hell out of shit. But all right, all I have left is the app that I want to touch base with. And actually, as I started digging through the FAQ today, this is one I've signed up for. I was kind of bummed out. I hadn't totally gone all in on it. It's called Sniffspot. So we're a big dog family, as you've heard the dogs on the podcast many times. And they bark and they're annoying, but we love them, even though they're annoying sometimes. I mean, people are annoying sometimes, right? We still love them. So you go to sniffspot.com, and basically you as a customer can find a space that maybe is fenced in, or it's a couple acres, or just a space where you can run your dog, and have it get exercise. It's like the Airbnb for dogs, but only it's outside. So, fully fenced dog parks, dog beaches, agility parks, swimming pools, small dog parks, dog fields. Like, dogs love to run. They, especially if you got like a hunting dog or stuff like that, like they need to run. And I often wonder, people that live in an apartment that get these big ass dogs. Now, just because they're big doesn't mean they need to run. I've had a Great Dane in the past, and those things are lazy buggers. Even though they're big, they don't like to run. So, yeah, you can put your own spot or your own area up here, like Airbnb it. And so I did that. Even though I have 3 dogs, I thought, I'll try it. And I hadn't uploaded any pictures because they keep saying, upload pictures and you'll be able to, you'll be more attractive, to people that want to use your space. And I haven't really done it yet. It was just kind of a whim. I thought, it'd be kind of fun. So I did everything, I did everything other than pictures. So then today I was like researching it, looking over the FAQ and, the basic stuff. And then they're like, would my land, already a problem, right? Because I have a fenced in backyard, but it's like, I don't know, 4,000 square feet, the fenced in part. The yard is about 10,000 square feet, but the fenced in is about 4. So would my land be good for Sniffspot? Almost any kind of land are good for Sniffspot. Ooh, that's hard to say. The most popular tends to be larger. Being a fully fenced and private spot also increases your earning potential. Okay, all right, fully fenced and private. Because guests enjoy using Sniffspot for off-leash exercise. And then it says unfenced yards less than a half acre tend not to work. Oh, okay, I read that wrong. Shocker. I was pissed off because all I read was What is it with us as humans when we read, or maybe it's just me? I read so damn fast, like not fast. I'm just skimming, right? I'm just looking for keywords, and all I read was less than a half acre tend not to work well for Sniffspot, unless they have a special feature for people like water access. So it meant unfenced yards less than a half acre tend not to work for Sniffspot. So I do have hope. A lot of people talk about, though, they kind of shit on, no pun intended, this because, what if the dog is sick? They do require that anyone that rents your spot, all the dogs have to be vaccinated. I assume they have to upload them. I did not investigate the customer side on the Sniffspot because I would have no use for it. But, well, that makes me excited that the land thing, unfenced yards less than a half acre tend not to work well. Probably because the dogs can get out. I don't know. Usually if it's bigger than an acre, you typically don't. I mean, you should fence it in, but. So what do you guys think of Sniffspot? Are you a dog? Do you have a yard? Would that work out for you? It's a cool idea. I don't think that. Yeah, so Bubba Sue, you rent your backyard to dogs. But it's not like random. Like they still need to like schedule it and stuff like that. It's not like they just show up out of the blue and can just run rampant back there. There is a fruit fly. Like I know this is a squirrel moment because I have a beer open. I've been really good with fruit flies. This year we bought a bunch, instead of like putting like liquid out to grab them, we got these lights, and then as long as all the lights are off, like at night, doesn't really work during the day, and they're little sticky pads, so then they like go to the light and get stuck. But I have one buzzing around me. I know, totally random. So yeah, you rent it out. I don't know what I was talking about before I jumped into bug talk, but yeah, people are worried about the dogs being sick and stuff like that, and then your dogs go out there and then they end up rolling in the poop or eating the poop. Yes, they are animals. They do shit. Bubba Sue, what do you like? What are your favorite apps? Yeah, this one is different. It's not really an app. Well, it is an app, but what is your favorite app that you work out in Jersey? But yeah, go to sniffspot.com if you want to be a customer or what do they call? They call you a sniffer? I don't know what they call, like probably your sniff spot, but they do talk about Sniffspot's save. Okay, we have designed Sniffspot to be very safe. We provide 1 million host protection insurance and damage protection. We require guest dogs to be vaccinated on flea parasite preventative. We also require guests to clean up after their dogs. So, kind of a cool thing. Yeah, it's not for everyone. Delivered. I know. Every time I bring up an app, she's like, "Nah, this is bullshit. Fuck this." No, she doesn't actually say that. Delivered in Spark. Yeah. So, it's kind of late in the season for me to like really kind of work on it because who's going to come in the winter, right? And there's so many. I live in suburbia. Like if you have a dog, typically you have a fenced in backyard. But more and more apartments are going up, and I think it would be more profitable and better if it was in the downtown area where there are a lot of apartments and stuff like that. So this week, Wednesday, Larry and Gabe are going to do the show. I have a feeling, they said I had to work. Well, I'm doing a day-long trip for the old people, and they said 9 to 9. I can't imagine it's going to be 9 to 9, but I just want to make sure that if it is, I have somebody available to do the show on Wednesday. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. I know I didn't have a lot tonight, but check out Sniffspot. Research yourself on advantage mode, exclusive mode. I say fuck them both, because you might as well just cherry pick and make the most out of your day. So, and then I wouldn't even bother with the Uber Pro tiers. It just doesn't seem really worth it to me. But they want you, make you feel fancy, so they can convince you to take every single ride. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the Shift Hustle show. I appreciate everybody, and I will not be back Wednesday, but the show will be back Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern for the gig economy news. Okay, peace out.